Yes, welcome to the Jamaica Young Police channel. To our loyal viewers and subscribers, at the channel we are a group of law-abiding citizens who believe in the rule of law and respect the rights of every citizen, but not the ones who do not subscribe to such behavior. We do believe in and support preemptive strikes because it saves lives. That is a logical conclusion because preemptive strikes save lives and prevent the further loss of lives. We are all about saving lives on this channel. We at this channel aid criminals, their financiers, their supporters, enablers, and the likes with a passion, and we do not want them over here. Yes, let us repeat ourselves. We do not want any criminal supporters over here. Please, we do not want your views, your subscriptions, your likes, or your comments. Please go elsewhere where the red carpet is waiting for you. Over here, we want you, the criminal supporters, enablers, financiers, and all the likes, to go to prison or madness. Let me repeat myself. We at the Jamaica Young Police channel, we do not want the criminal supporters and their circle over here. We want you to go to prison or madness. Moving on to our video. Yes, we're gonna let you listen to this video today because most of our Jamaican people, they don't go repeat what they have heard. Not that they do any research or anything like that, so they don't even know the history of their country. And the reason why they don't know the history of their country for the past 61 years, because it's a well planned and orchestrated method by the media houses in Jamaica, especially the Jamaican Gleaner, because Jamaican Gleaner has been around from Wappy Phillips. So Jamaican Gleaner is the media house that have all the historical data and happenings in Jamaica, and to tell you of the good and the bad of the various governments and political party and what they have done to the Jamaican people's lives. So we're going to let you listen to a policeman who was serving in the Jamaica Constabulary Force during the 1980 election, and you're going to listen to another man talking to Cliff Hughes. So you watch, you listen, you decide. These are PMP people, so you want you listen to them. You watch, you listen, you decide.
Yeah, brother, how you doing? I'm going to give a little history. I don't know which one of you older, but you probably are in the same age group, and I might be a little older than you. But then I have a law enforcement background that would have exposed me to a number of things. So bear with me, I'll give a little history. You mentioned some events. Green Bay, Eventide, and you mentioned the Mud Lake. Well, that is the street people saga. Street persons in Montego Bay in July 1999 were kidnapped and crammed in the back of a truck and then dumped in a deserted area in St. Elizabeth, close to a mud lake, where we were told that the persons were told to run down the hill. And it was an American veteran who was deported, probably getting himself in a problem overseas, and then deport him. And him tell him, so don't go down there, make daylight first. But some of them probably not listen to him, because some persons are still not accounted for out of that street people saga in 1999 July. I don't know if you remember, if you had mentioned Gold Street Massacre, but you mentioned Green Bay, Orange Lane, and Eventide fires. The Eventide fire was the 20th of May, 1980. The Gold Street Massacre was just before, I think it was end of April, 1980. And the Green Bay Massacre was, I think, 78. Early 1978, January 1978, I think. I'm speaking right up on my head, because I really follow these issues and I read about them. And I know about some of them. For example, when the Eventide fire took place, I was a policeman at the Elizabeth police station. A very young policeman. I had just graduated. I had graduated less than 2 months before that. And almost immediately after the fire, some PMP supporters converged on the parliament I think Parliament was set to open 10 o'clock, so but they got there early. Because the fire was in the wheels of the man, and probably 8 o'clock they started get up out there. PMP in those days they used to wear red, not orange. It wasn't orange, it was red. And a contingent of police was sent there. I was part of the contingent of police. I was a young policeman, but yeah, why don't? By the way, at the time I was a PMP too, I was a comrade. Yes, man, I was a PMP. I come from a PMP background. My parents are PMP, so I was in support of the party then. But I the same decency that my parents taught me wouldn't allow me to continue to support the People's National Party. Because my parents taught me honesty and integrity and decency. And I have a conscience, I have a clear conscience. So, and I don't support a political party blindly. No, you can't get me to support a political party blindly. None of them. So I'm not a die-hearted Labourite, I'm not a die-hearted PMP, I'm a Jamaican before I'm anything else. And I love my country, I love my brothers and sisters, I want the best for all the people of Jamaica, including my own children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren abandoned. So get back to the Eventide. That was a brutal act going on. That Eventide fire. 153 elderly women perished in the Eventide fire, died. Some of whom were bedridden. They didn't have a chance to save themselves because they couldn't get up. By the way, it is my understanding, I learned that back then, that the women, right after the fire, we were told that the women, 98% of them were singing the JLP campaign song. Palms of victory, bells of freedom, deliverance is near. 98%. So I mean, if a Siaga and get the CIA for murder, in a murder, 98% in support of them, roughly. People would have voted for them. Because they go for them, you know. If they lie down on bed, then go for them and get the police and go vote. Both parties do that. So it would mean that in order to tarnish the PNP, Siaga they use the CIA and burn up in support of them if we vote for him in the election. That don't make no sense to me. That they will kill the support of them we are supposed to. You know, opposition are trying to get in the government. And you're going to murder people who are supposed to vote for it. That don't make absolute no sense. Anyway, let's go into let us delve into the Eventide fire a little more. The PNP demonstrators had placards, lots of placards. They were accusing Siaga of committing the Eventide fire. They were placards bearing that they were making head roll under the Wango tree downtown and then come to kill him and kidnap him. All kind of damn foolishness. Remember all of them now, 40 days ago, you know. Anyway, in my mind now as a young policeman, in my mind I say Siaga a wicked man now, real wicked man that you know, because I mean I see those plans in my head that Siaga and the CIA orchestrated the Eventide fire. And at the time I believed it, yes. But it was sometime after that now when we begin to get into the details. And even years after, when I read the report, the Commission of Inquiry report, you know what the report, you know what the Commission has concluded? The Commission has concluded, by the way, the Commissioners were appointed by Michael Manley, who was the Prime Minister at the time, you know. And when Siaga won 1980 and took over, he did not change them. He used the PNP appointed commissioners. You know what they say cause the fire? Electrical short circuit. Why you think me always use the expression, either you think or others have to think for you and take power from you. When you back up a bit now, when you look at what the PNP was saying the morning of the fire, by the way, I questioned sometime after, how were they able to gather so many supporters so quickly without the benefit of WhatsApp or the people are not even long line? You might have one shop in the community with one phone. That was the experience back in 48 years ago. You might have one woman, might have or two, have phone in the yard. How were they able to bring together so many supporters so quickly? That must have been planned before the fire. I mean, that is how I psychoanalyze it. So now, after the commissioners produced the report, I mean, read the report, I said, then wait. Because I was on the scene of the demonstration and read some of the placards. I said, but no, that not tying. I mean, what they said initially, as a trained detective, I was saying to myself that would be what I would believe, because they said immediately after the fire happened. I would believe that it was orchestrated by Siaga and the CIA. But the commissioner said no, no arson, no murder, electrical short circuit. What a wicked act! That was a brutal act upon this country. That was genocide, you know. Yeah, and any organization that does that is a criminal organization, and should be treated as such. And I make no apology, I make no bones about what I'm saying about that. Any organization that set that kind of fire, use their thugs to set that fire. By the way, Yellowman was one of the residents, you know. King Yellowman, yes, the DJ King Yellowman was living there as a youngster then. But of course, him frisky and could have run and jump. And I think it had a psychological impact on him for decades after that. Because he said he still could hear the skulls of women bursting in the fire. And these were women that he would help. They would call him and he would give them things and pass it and give them and know them. So it had a serious psychological impact on Yellowman, King Yellowman. You understand? 153. Any organization that does that is not a political organization. It's a dangerous, cultist, corrupt criminal organization. And that is all I'm characterizing the organization that set that fire, that orchestrated that fire to Eventide home. I don't believe that it was Siaga and the CIA, based upon the evidence that came out after. I don't believe it was Siaga and the CIA. I also do not believe the commissioner's report that it was electrical. I don't believe that either. I have sense. I am a thinker. I don't believe it was an electrical. They were probably told to say that, to cast clouds over the people's eyes. I believe the fire was set by thugs, political thugs. Now that you have some more information in it, you all can do the math. I have provided you with the facts. You do the math.
Policeman that was born in a PMP family. Yes, and when you're born in a PMP family or a PMP community, even when you're part of the wrong, you can't see it. Because if you see it and say it, you're going against the grain, and then you're a labor writer or a traitor. Yeah, it's the same thing as to me. Very few people from the community of Jonestown or Jungle can really see the wickedness of the PMP LGBTQ plus party towards them and towards Jamaican people. To them, their thinking is that, hey, look, anything that I get, I don't care how I come by it and who suffer at the expense of the party. So once I am getting something that is fine with me, yeah, I will die for it. So, I grew up with a virgin, we grew up together, yeah, like brothers. We're brothers, and I can tell you that if the PMP LGBTQ plus party, which is a criminal organization, I'm telling you, man, his family, yeah, the man family, they are defiant in their support for the criminal organization, the PMP LGBTQ plus party. You understand? Even people who are educated, they have degrees and all them things, them still, even when I was a teenager and pointing out to them, because I used to live with these people, pointing out the wrongs that I have seen, them still I say PMP and them things. You understand? And when I was telling them, I said, look, it's since this man become prime minister that we were able to move freely from one point to the other without any hindrance. Them still no believe that. Them still rather, yeah, Michael, them a say and them thing, and they care on PMP. Them a care about how many people lose them lives and all them thing. So the PMP LGBTQ plus party is a criminal organization, and they can't do anything wrong for some people, even when the evidence is there. So to some police officers, them don't even know. Do you remember a division called Never Never? Yeah, Never Never was a division that created out of bad mind in them. Yeah, the PMP, them bad mind police. So that was then when you have some police who work at K9. Narcotics police weren't on the list, because narcotics police, when they start show a little sign of wealth, or you understand, they might kick it to the curves. You understand? So narcotics police weren't in it. Most of the police from K9 and police who work at the airport, not narcotics police. So they would send these officers to Never Never Division. That is up by Jamaica Police Academy, where they just go report for the day. They did no police work and them still get paid because they were trying to find a way how to kick them out of the police force by Macmillan, because these police officers, them live uptown, them drive nice car, them kids go good school, and you understand, and the like. So them never like that, because as police, you're supposed to be a sufferer, beggar, and thief. So once you see some, you start to show a certain, sign of levity, them not like that. Them not in that. Them want to know say you suffer at all times. So that's how them operate. You understand? So that's how them create the Never Never Division. So although it was the PNP LGBTQ plus government under PJ Patterson, yeah man, say them bad mind, Most people don't understand and know that, because remember, you say all the FinSac thing, say are the only government that people commit suicide in Jamaica, the PNP LGBTQ plus party, and even some of these people, their family, their parents commit suicide. Them still say PNP is a criminal organization, so them not care, You understand that them mother or them father commit suicide because of the policies of their party, their criminal organization, which was a government then, but them not care about that. You understand? So although the PNP LGBTQ plus government operations, the same police officer said power, I can tell you that the PNP LGBTQ plus party kills their families. They will defend the party's justification. That's how ridiculous all these people are. Do you know how many families had to leave Jonestown because of requests by men who claimed that the families were labor rights based on feelings and emotions? Yeah, so back in the 70s and them thing there, you have some men, them walk around, with gun and them thing there. And people in their community know so them a killer, and them affiliated with the police and them thing there. Brigadista and them would come, and then we say to the family, say, we feel so on our labor right, you don't have to leave, We are going to 24 or 48 hours to move out. Or else, you see what's happening in Jamaica, where them burn down people, house and kill people. Yeah, so them give you the chance to leave. Most of these family, all of them have to leave. Who never leave them dead or them burn down and them kill them. So although the families relocated, they remain loyal to the party. Some even got killed or went to prison for the party. I don't believe these people can make rational decisions because they lack critical thinking. For most of them, it is like breathing in and breathing out foolishness. Only a few of them will be able to get through their cranium by using logical arguments for them to see the light. Even if the party gave their families poison to drink and kill them, the others will still ride and die with the party. So, yes, a man from Portland now, called me and told me how Jim Brown and the men from Tivoli Gardens burned down Eventide home. So the same home that this former policeman detective is telling us about, I wasn't a police then, because I wasn't even in the police force then. You understand? So I said to him, so I said, how do you know that? I asked. My friend from Jungle told me that he saw Jim Brown and Claudius mass up and other men with big guns boarding up windows. He said, do you know where Eventide homes were? I asked. No, he said, Eventide homes are in Jonestown and Concrete Jungle in front of Calvary Cemetery. I told him, do you know which political party controls Jonestown and Concrete Jungle with its trained brigadistas? I asked. Jim Brown and the men from Tivoli Gardens, he replied. Jonestown and Concrete Jungle are PNP stronghold, and the gunmen were trained brigadista and had superior guns, including rifles, than Tivoli Gardens men. And if you believe that Tivoli Gardens men burned down Eventide homes, you need to go and check with a psychiatrist, because the labor rights could not commit such atrocities and get away with it. I said, Mr. Porter, you are one of the few comrades who hate the PNP party because you are always trying to use your psychology to trick people into hating the PNP LGBTQ plus party because of some bad apples, he said. My friend, am I lying about the PNP LGBTQ plus party, a criminal organization I equip? It doesn't matter how much good the PNP has done for the country. All you always do is highlight the bad, he said. Do you know that Dr. Peter Phillips tried to kill his father? I told him, Mr. Porter, you love to bring up all-time incident, and most Jamaicans don't care about him trying to kill his father. And Dr. Peter Phillips' father is dead and gone, so why talk about that now? You don't like the PNP LGBTQ plus party, although you have said that your family benefited greatly from the same, he said. I am telling you this to show you the pattern of behavior by Dr. Peter Phillips. That is why he supported and gave the Klansman gang financial and security protection when his government was in power, because he wanted to use violence and terrorism to change the people of Spanish Town to become PNP LGBTQ plus supporters and activists. That plan failed, but the terrorist organization is still functioning as we speak, I said. You want everyone to believe right because you hate the party, he said. If you can see yourself in another black person, you will not support violence against them and their community, I said. Mr. Porter, I have to run later, he said. Facts are irrelevant to these people because of their love for their party and refusal to think about wickedness they have done to continue to do, especially in Gregory Park. I can't support any party willing to use terrorism against its own people. No, I can't do that. You understand? So, we want you to listen to this man. This is a die-hearted PNP man. And I think this man older even my father. So, I want you to listen. You watch, you listen, you decide. You understand? Listen.
5 minutes to 11. Dan Richards, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Cliff Hughes. Dan Richards is my name.
Yes, sir.
A lot of people know me, so I'm not hiding my name or anything. And I'm begging a little privilege this morning. I live in this country for over 80 years. I was born in a PNP family. My father has voted in every election since 1944 until he died at 108 years old. From I was a boy, I can remember, I even went with my father taking people to vote. From I was a boy in this country, the PNP has always said, labor rights, fool, then don't have no sense, them are idiot. It was from Norman Manley days. Norman Manley represented the elites and the educated. So Buster was a fool. Buster never have no sense. So it is something that has been going on. I don't know that Manley was a great, brilliant lawyer. I don't know what Norman Manley did as a lawyer, other than I hearing a story about him jumping out of some courthouse window to win a case. But most of the developments in this country, most of the institutions running this country have been built by the GLP. Mark Golding came up and saw them, and he has no right to be calling the GLP people the D-fools. He has absolutely no right. He's out of order. And old-time people would say, it's not facing, it's ranking. You might, Clark's word, use of the word master might be a little bit distasteful because it reflects on the color of the man, so people are interpreting it that way. I'm not interpreting it in that way, but I see it as an attitude, a culture of the PNP to disrespect the GLP people, and he is wrong. He is wrong. People are talking about what Mark Golding said. They're talking about because Clark said massa. Some of them don't know what massa means. Liv, thank you for the time.
Hold on, Mr. Richards.
Yes.
So you grew up in a PNP family?
PNP family, sir, and I don't support PNP anymore. Because the atrocities in this country that have been done by the PNP, the GLP has nothing to match it. And I could tell you several of them.
When did you cease supporting the PNP?
In 1976. I voted in 72 for them. I stopped in 76. When I look back at the Orange Street fire, the poorhouse incident, where the people were burned to death, where the babies were thrown back into the fire, when they took the people out of Manly's constituency in Southside and carried them over by the mountain there near Hillshaw and shot them, killed them.
The Green Bay massacre.
The Green Bay incident. GLP has done nothing to match that. And I'm telling you, this is why I stopped supporting them. And what Mark Golding is saying and describing people like me in this country, black people, as damn fools, is an insult. It is reprehensible. It is rude. And I pull no bones. I am just 200 yards from you down the road here. 200 yards from you down the road here. And I am telling you, sir, in my 80-odd years, this shouldn't be happening. Not at this time. Not at a man who ought to know better. And he is rude. I'm not coming down that heavily on Clark, because an insult to him. This man is a bright man. Going on the Constitutional Reform Committee, so I agree with your comments 100%. And I would like to suggest, I would like to see more young people on that committee. I would like to see people like Dennis Chung. He's a bright fellow. Have a lot to contribute. I'd like to see Dennis O'Brien Chung. I'd like to see members of the JTA, the private sector organization of Jamaica, people on the media. And are we going a step further? That I would love to see a member of the PNP and the GLP youth organization on that committee. The decisions that that committee is going to make is not going to affect them mostly. It's going to affect the people coming after them.
Absolutely, sir.
And they need much more. That committee that is overly weighed by lawyers, it needs to be increased to include more of these people, more of civil society in it.
Thank you, Mr. Richard.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Have a good day.
You too.
You know, that man could be my, it could be my father or even grandfather. And you hear that, you're speaking truth to power. We know that the PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization supporters, them label Cliff Hughes say labor right mouthpiece. But you have to understand, you know, if you want to hear, anytime you hear these people label somebody as labor right, it's because they're speaking the truth. They don't like when they speak the truth, because there's a party of criminal minded people, you know. You're supposed to be a notorious liar. You're supposed to have a loose relationship with the truth, and you're supposed to be, you know, as an ignoramus. Everything what this old man says is factual, no denying. So when the PNP LGBTQ plus supporters are talking about both political parties are the same, you can't. And I am going to, we at the Jamaica Young Police channel, hey look, this is not number one of politics, you know. This is about Jamaica, you know, Team Jamaica. So if you want to support the PNP LGBTQ plus party, which is a criminal organization, burn down people's house, kill them, and all them things there. Them say you don't see yourself in an ex-black man. You see, yeah, look, political party. You understand? You supposed to denounce such behavior because you're supposed to put yourself in an next person's life. Think, yeah, boy, you know, the man that could have been my father, could have been my brother, could have been my neighbor. Don't see about say, boy, I'm a laborer, so I'm for dead. The laborer don't do anything, not even a quarter of what these people have done to the Jamaican people. You understand? For years, for decades. So you know, Mr. Richard is a very astute student when it comes on to history, and he's giving you some history. So, especially people them who are from country, rural Jamaica, who never used to read or listen to the news, they don't even remember anything about Poorhouse. When he's talking about Poorhouse, he's talking about Eventide. He's talking about the fire on Orange Street. Compare, tell me, anyone can tell me of any atrocities like, you know, like the things that this man is describing at the PNP party which is a criminal organization and support. The labor rights, they are not like that. We are not denying that the labor rights have gunmen and them thing. You understand? But we don't support violence against anyone. You understand? What happened back in the 70s with Tivoli Gardens, Rima Denham Town and all those places and Tower, Edward Seaga was forced to arm his people them with guns because the PMP overwhelmingly have the bigger guns them. So they have to have weapons to destroy them, to defend them community. I just saw it go. Whether or not you want to believe it. We don't support violence, but that was what them happening. So the people them have to defend themselves. So those who are talking about time come for change, what kind of change you see coming from the PMP? All them going back to the 50th year of violence. Up to now, you don't see Mark Golding come out and denounce it. You think him can do it? Because that is their party. That is not them DNA. Violence, them kill them own family. We at the Jamaica Young Police Channel, we denounce violence. And we support any government party that is on Team Jamaica. Because we are for Team Jamaica. Have yourself a beautiful day. Jamaica Young Police Channel, out.